Good morning everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. If you are new here, I'm Taylor and I work on a dairy farm in Maine. And I just do videos about that, so if you do enjoy watching those kind of videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe because that does help us out a lot and we would also love to have you join us. So it's early morning, we're just about getting ready to start milking. Brent, my boss, if you are new here, went out with a four-wheeler and rounded up the cows because we do pasture our 70 cows. So usually in the morning they're out there laying down and just relaxing and they don't really like to come in, so he has to go get them. He actually already went out and got them, but he had to go back out because one of our oldest cows is missing. She's anywhere from 17 on. We know he's had her for at least 17 years, so she's 17 or older. So she's quite old and she's missing. So that's the only thing about having old cows is when they go missing, it really freaks you out. So he's out looking for her. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully he finds her and she's all right. So we're just kind of waiting for him to come back right now before we let the girls in. So what we're going to be getting up to today, we have a lot of little projects we're going to be working on. Today is not really a very good day. It's supposed to be cloudy all day. You can see it's really foggy right now. I mean, it's 5 o'clock, so the fog will go pretty quickly, but it's not looking like it's going to be a great day. It rained really hard about 2 days ago. We had a really bad thunderstorm and we got like 2 inches in half an hour. It was really bad. We actually had a really close lightning strike. We had just gotten the girls in because they were all laying out on the pasture on the highest ledge knoll, which is a really terrible place to be during a thunderstorm. So we rounded them up early, brought them in, and we were just getting the last cows hooked up. When we had a lightning strike right across the road, it might have hit our shop or it hit right next to the shop. And it was so close that all the girls just kind of like ducked down in their stalls. Cows are really sensitive to electricity, so they can feel it really easily. So we knew it was really, really close. So really thankful we got the girls in, but we did not need that much rain. Hope some of you guys out in the Midwest are finally getting rain because I know you guys have been really dry and it's just been a bad crop year all the way around for everybody in the country. Something that I do want to do today that's not really a project, we do need to clean the water bowls. We've been feeding dry hay in here. You can probably tell because they don't clean up everything. So we've been feeding dry hay in here just because we've been feeding a lot of green feed. And green feed is really rich. You don't feed them something that has a lot of fiber or a lot of good digestive qualities such as dry hay. It can be actually too much for them. It can actually end up slowing down production instead of making them produce more. So we feed a bale of dry hay in here just to make sure everybody gets it. Then we feed our green feed hay outdoors. So it's basically like grazing, except they don't actually have to go out and graze if they don't want to. And they also get hay in here just to make sure that everybody has a little bit of that nice fiber in their system. That being said, when we do feed dry hay in here, we need to have the water bowls be clean because obviously they eat hay and then they get thirsty. So they'll have spit in them and they'll get hay dragged into them and they just get really dirty and then they don't want to drink out of them at all. So we do need to clean those out today. Brent is definitely coming now, so we'll see if he found her, and then we'll milk the girls, we'll give them some hay, and we'll get into the rest of our day. Did you find her?
Yeah, I found her.
Good.
She's down back with the others.
In the pasture?
Yeah, way down back.
Jeez, I'm surprised she walks all the way out there as old as she is.
I guess she's old. She's dead, she just doesn't even know it yet.
Yeah, she is pretty old.
Good old Tootie.
Oh, that reminds me. I was reading this article last night about a really big like factory farm, you know, and they were talking about how their cows weren't just a number to them. They meant more to them than that, and on about this. And then it was like, we can find out everything we want to know about them using an app on our phone. I'm like, how do you look them up? You have to use their number, right? You got to use their number.
They don't name their cows. You don't name your cows unless you milk them yourself.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
I knew that would get you going, so I just had to tell you that. It was ridiculous.
Well.
So you gonna go let him in?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna, I already put the milk room together, so yeah, I guess we're ready. Do already have their cornmeal ready. Okay, so the girls have all been cornmealed and they're just finishing up that. Brent went down to the metal building and he grabbed them a dry bale, so he's gonna put that on the unroller. Also, a lot of you guys were asking what kind of unroller this is. This is a Rissler, and I think it's probably a 2000, around a 2000. So it's pretty old, but it works great. Greatest invention they ever made for a tie stall barn. There's no easier way to feed cows hay than with one of these. Do you want me to do it, or are you gonna do it? Oh, okay. That gives me an opportunity to show you guys the new baby that was born last night. Here he is. Isn't he the cutest? Aren't you the cutest? Yeah. He's awful tiny, but he's nice and thick. So we'll feed him mama's colostrum. He's already spoken for. He did try to eat off his mother when they were out there together, but it didn't really go well. She wasn't super receptive toward that. She tried to kick him in the face. So I'm gonna have to feed him his colostrum this morning. Typically feed them 3 feedings of colostrum just to make sure they get a good start. And like I said, he's already spoken for, so he'll probably go in 4 or 5 days. To his new home. Your new owner's a really nice guy. Yeah, you'll have a good life. Just wanted to show you guys the new baby. Now we'll go around with that bale. I can't do it with my left arm, I guess. So we just finished up milking. We got the girls outside. I did feed that baby his mama's milk as well. So now obviously we're out in the shop. So I just grabbed everything I need, and what we're going to be working on before we do the water bowls, I'll take you guys right in here. We're finally working on the sign. So you guys can see it's really quite a mess. We haven't picked up anything yet. So I've still got this piece to cut out and that piece over there to cut out. These are the hardest ones. Kind of saved those for last, which in hindsight was not a good idea. We should have done the hardest ones first. So we only have a couple letters and part of a word done down here. You can see here the old ones. We just took those and laid them out on our new sheet of wood, and then we just used a Sharpie, stenciled it around them. And now we're cutting them out with a jigsaw. So I've got that right here. I put a new blade on it yesterday, but it looks pretty worn already, so we're probably gonna need another one by the time today is halfway done, because I don't think I'm gonna finish. It's gonna take me a long time without Brent here to hold it. Brent is actually over mowing some green feed right now. We actually used all the stuff already that I showed you guys in the last video, so he's just going to mow a little piece. The only dry piece we have, really, he's just gonna mow a little bit, and then later on tonight I'm gonna go over and bale a few bales just so we have something to feed the girls. There is still pasture, but it's getting down there now. I mean, it's middle of August. Usually it does start going by then already, so we're really lucky to have gotten as far as we have. Anyway, so I've got a big C-clamp here. This was the biggest one I had, and I only had one, so I've got, that's pretty sturdy, so it shouldn't bother. So, yeah. I guess let's just get started. There's not really any good place to begin. I think there's a spider on my camera. So what I've been doing is just kind of like, I'll cut straight in here, cut around, because obviously you can't cut at too much of an angle. So it's very difficult. It's just not fun. I actually technically didn't even finish this word over here because I didn't cut out the holes for the A and the E. So technically those pieces aren't even finished, but we have 2 letters. Also, I do have safety glasses, but honestly, they're so dirty that I probably won't put them down anyway because I can't really see through them, so. Since it's already cut, We've got the whole outside of this word done. Now I just have to drill holes in these so I can cut these two spaces out, which should be fun. Well, it ain't real pretty, but with some sand in it might be okay. Now I just got to finish the A, and then we'll have our first whole word actually done. So instead of working on this other part of a word, I think I'm just gonna finish cutting out the holes on that one. And then we're gonna call it a day, because it's been like an hour and a half, and it doesn't look like doing much, but it's just really exhausting having to move around all the time and pay attention to what letter you're doing so you're not cutting on the wrong side of it. It's just mentally exhausting. Look guys, we have our farms. So excited, it came out much better than I thought it would. It looks so good. All right, so we've got all of it cleaned up. There's our pile of junk, and I've moved this stuff, but I haven't actually cleaned that. Still got our old letters. We've got one more partial word to go, and this is what we have so far. So I think it looks fairly good. I mean, you sand it and slap a couple coats of paint on it, it'll look decent. I'm excited. I don't know why, but it makes me really excited to see that. I can't wait to see it up on the barn because it looks so naked without it. So I'm gonna call it quits with that because that is just really exhausting, like mentally. So I'm gonna head over and clean those water bowls, and hopefully by that time Brent will be back from mowing that field. Okie dokie. So I guess the best place to start is just start from here, work down this side, and work back up this side. Some hot water. Ooh, how did I get so much grease on my hands? I guess that's probably enough for now until we see how dirty some of them are. So usually how I'll do this, and this is gross, but usually I'll just stick my hands in and scoop it out, and you can see that's just dirt. Plain old dirt. I don't know why, but they must go out and eat dirt when they're in the pasture. We feed them, I promise. Get it as clean as you can with your hand. Then we'll take the brush, get a good scoop of soap on it. Rub-a-dub-dub. we typically just hold the button, scoop that out until it scoops out clear. Just like that. Okay, glad we're doing this because this one right here is actually completely missing the button that's supposed to go on it. Cows must have knocked it out somewhere. Typically you won't find them, so we'll have to replace that entire button, and I know we do have one up in the cabinet. Well, I'll tell Brian about that and he'll probably want to replace that one because clearly the cows aren't going to be able to push it like that. I can barely push it with my finger, so. Can you guys hear that? I hope it's a bird, not a rat, because I'm gonna save it. I shouldn't do that because there's a million birds around, but I can't let him starve to death. This is awful. I don't know why I'm even bothering doing this. It's a bird. Be free. Now we can go get eaten by a cat. Here. Also, the girls are out grazing, looking very happy. So we can continue washing the water bowls, but first, I did find a couple screws out there when I was looking for a bit. Okay, so we just finished the last one, and this is how dirty my water got from the entire barn, so not really that bad. So just dump that in the gutter, take that in and rinse that later. Okay, so the next thing we're supposed to do is hit this curb in and then hook it back down. I was kind of waiting for Brent to come back to do that, but he hasn't come back yet. Not sure if the screen is dirty or just the lens. So I'm gonna hit this back in, I guess. I'll try to see if I can do it myself. I do have my hammer, my ram set, bullets, and my nails right there. So all I have to do is make sure that's hit in and then just hook it down. I do not have my hearing protection, which I know is a big no-no because I always wear my hearing protection with that because it is really loud. It's basically a 22 gun. That's basically what it is. So it's quite loud. So I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna do a couple of them, and I know I shouldn't. I kind of have to get it done because if I don't do it now, I won't even think of it. Need Brent anyways. So I'm not sure I can do this myself, but I do need my safety glasses. And our nails, which aren't overly long, but they're long enough. Because we've been having a really hard time finding longer nails. Our hardware store says that they are on back order, and they've been on back order for like 6 months. So this is the best we can do. We did try some cement screws too, and no matter what we did, they would just break off, so. Okay, so we'll put our nail in here. pull it in there. Pull down my glasses. That wasn't bad, and it did hold. It's not quite as straight as it should be, but I guess I'll wait for Brent to finish doing that because I can't really hold it myself. Speaking of the devil, here he comes. I also did want to let you guys know that we changed the hose on the Kubota that you guys were talking about. You could see it hanging, and it was pretty tight whenever we would lift a bale in a couple videos previous. It actually broke later that day. It just broke open in a spot that had already been taped up pretty good. It just kind of broke open and started leaking everywhere. So Brent got a new hose and we ran them all the way up the loader arms. So now they don't dangle at all. They're in a perfect position and it's just much better. That's good. Also, our vet came yesterday and did a bunch of preg checks. So the 3 cows that we were really interested in, we were having trouble getting them bred. One of them was not bred, so we'll probably have to sell her because we've been having troubles this whole time with her. And it's kind of sad because she's an older cow, but we can't have her around if we can't get her bred back at all. It would be one thing if it was just taking her a while to get bred back, but it's been a whole year, so we kind of are being forced to get rid of her, which is going to be really sad. But it is what it is. So we'll get another cow and we'll keep her for 20 years. So anyway, yeah, we had a good preg check. He did check about 40 because he said he wasn't going to be able to come for another 3 months anyway, so we just had all of the ones that we were even interested in getting checked. Some of them were open, which we knew was going to happen because we just had a whole string of cows calving, and it's only been about a month, so they're just kind of working back into that. So here comes Brent. Well, kind of back here, but I couldn't get it to move back here, so I don't know if it's hooked and it's just crooked. You'll get it to move. Let me hook that there.
Yeah.
Where do you want them?
You better do it.
So you got it in as much as you want it?
I put it back here. Yeah, right there.
You got it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I can.
Can you?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh. One of these times I'm gonna catch it. Oh yeah, I did it.
Let me see if I can find another one that's...
So there, I guess we're all finished. It's about 1 o'clock, so it's most definitely lunchtime because I am starving. We got all the water bowls cleaned. Everything looks good. I had a really fun time working with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed tagging along. Just doing some regular maintenance. Cows are really hard in a tie stall barn, so you kind of have to keep up on it like weekly and making sure you're fixing stuff pretty much all the time. So we figured out today that we do need to get another button for the water bowls. So we fixed pretty much everything. We still got a few boards we've got to put up, but everything looks much better. The sign is coming along nicely, and it just feels good to have a few things accomplished, especially since it's still too wet to do much of anything else. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and comment down below. Hit that notification bell so you know when any new videos are being posted. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm gonna say next. Keep it real, keep farming, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.